What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome to the Worldwide Technology Championship betting preview. DB here, and it's Halloween season. I'm going to bring in my co-host, Pat Perry. He looks amazing. I've already seen him. He hasn't seen me. I don't know if he knows who I am yet. But you guys are just going to absolutely love this. Let's just get it started. Happy Halloween, everybody. Pat Perry, come on down, baby. God, what are you, old man? What? You really committed to this?
Yeah. Well, DB,
Amazing.
we do a golf show, so we need to have golf personalities, and but sometimes they're a little unkempt. So I am unkempt,
Disheveled, some would say.
I'm disheveled. Brandel Chambly.
Oh God, I never thought I'd do it. I never thought I'd do a show with Brandel. This is amazing.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, I tell you, I couldn't do a perfunctory job. Okay, I had to put care and attention into what I'm doing. So
you had to put what attention? Oh, care and attention.
Care and attention. Because if the opposite would be perfunctory.
Damn, dude, I love it. Do you know who I am?
I think so, because I think I saw somewhere Tiger Woods doing something with the Call of Duty thing.
Look at me and Tiger.
Yeah.
Because you can't see my full costume, but look.
Look at you. Oh, man, you went all out.
Same shorts. I looked far and wide to find those exact shorts. The hat quest, you wouldn't believe. You would not believe. This is basically the same hat. It's the only time in my life I've ever bought an NFL hat, but I had to make the NFL thing myself. Because
is there something on the other side of that? Like, what's on the bit? Like,
yeah, it's a Raiders hat.
Oh, okay.
It was I had to do a lot of research on the hat, but there were different angles for El Tigre, and we found the angle. It was a Raiders hat. I bought the hat on eBay. I haven't bought anything on eBay in like 15 years. But you know what? You can find anything on eBay.
You can.
I got the leg sleeve. Who knew Tiger's such a big Call of Duty guy, huh?
I don't know. It doesn't surprise me that he's a Call of Duty guy, though. I just feel like I could see him sitting there. He's got his headset on. He's talking to his buddies. Who would be on the headset with Tiger?
Listen, guys, we're gonna breach. We're gonna breach here. Who would be on there? Who would be on there? I mean, it'd be like what if it's like, I'm sure he's under some alias, right? What if it's a bunch of just goats? It's like him and Brady, MJ, Gretzky,
just all playing Call of Duty,
all in a squad together. Yeah, just tearing up with with like 14-year-olds.
It'd be like a cacophony of sounds.
A cacophony. A cacophony?
Oh, a cacophony. Sorry. A cacophony of sounds coming all over the place.
I used that word not that long ago, and you jacked that up.
Let me tell you something. I got so many words beside me right now that I'm going to mess up.
Oh, dear.
Listen. Brandel has big words. They're tough to say sometimes.
How'd you say it?
A cacophony. Cacophony sounds a lot better.
Oh dear. Listen, we got it's a fall show, and everybody's like, oh, nobody cares. We're going to talk about why you should gamble on fall golf here in a second. But we're really putting our heart and soul in these next few shows to end the season, right? You got this one. You got the Butterfield, Bermuda. We're going to get buttered up for that one. Pat might just go completely nude with nothing but butter all over him. And we're going to break down that one. Then we're going to do the RSM show. We're going to the RSM in Sea Island, Georgia. So if anybody wants to, meet up in Sea Island, we'd love to have you. Love to catch up. Might plan some little listener outing for dinner or something one night. If you're there, if you're in Sea Island, come get us. We're going to be there, I think, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. But also we brought kind of like we got a little secret weapon here for the fall for these last few shows, Pat. A little secret weapon. I'm happy to have him on board for these next few weeks, and we'll see how things go. But we did the show on Better Sports Network all year, and we absolutely love producer Tony. And producer Tony's in the house. TL, come on, man, come on, show your face. What up, producer Tony? Oh, you're the Nuco.
Nuco, yeah.
I love it.
I'm got my official Nuco hat.
Love it.
Nuco, just bland shirt. I put about as much attention to detail into this costume as I think PGA Tour and PIF did when announcing this Nuco. They got me in this white, just plain, bland office in the middle of nowhere. So, but no, I'm very excited to be to joining you fellas, to helping you guys out any way you guys need. So, yeah, looking forward to some good fun fall golf here in the next few weeks, and then kicking off 2024.
It's beautiful, man. Tony, always a good producer, and just chimes in real funny. If you see me and Pat giggling off to the side, it's because Tony's private chatting something funny, and we're debating on whether we should share it or not. So
some may be appropriate. Yeah, a lot of it inappropriate.
Nuco Tony fits right in. Thank you, Tony, for being on here. All right, why we gamble on golf in the fall? Because we got some new folks that might be listening, might be tuning in from our friends at Golf Pass, and you might be wondering, like, why do I care about the WWTC, right? Is it Worldwide Technology Championship from a course we've never seen before, but it's Tiger's, first design. Why do I care? Pat, why do you care about betting on fall golf? Why should people care about fall golf?
Well, I mean, I think there's a few things. This week is a good reason. We're getting a new golf course. Okay, so that's pretty cool. A Tiger Woods designed golf course, which is the first time we've gotten a Tiger designed golf course on tour. So I think that's an interesting reason. But look, DB, it's the long shots. All right, it's the chance to get the long shot winners in these, we'll just admit, a little bit weaker fields. And now, so far, I don't know if the long shots have really paid off. We've had a Tom Kim at 12-1. We've had, Sahith was like, I hit that one. I hit Sahith. What was he, 16-1, 18-1?
Yeah.
I mean, so
I'm still holding out hope for the good old days. You know what I mean? The good old days of yours truly hitting Hudson Swafford at 250-1 at the Bermuda. You and me hitting Matt Jones. Well, maybe that wasn't the fall. We've hit some bombs in the fall, and I still believe it's going to happen. We're going to break down the outright betting odds here in just a second. I still believe that before these next three events are over, it is going to happen at some point. But that's a reason. I think it's fun to kind of embrace the variance of the fall. You've got a lot of just weird stuff going on, new courses, people that you don't really know much about playing golf, and you're learning about those. And that's where I think there's actually a great this is another reason to bet the fall. When you're betting the fall and you're betting what some would call the mules on the PGA Tour, and you're diving deep, you're breaking it down, you're digesting content like ours, learning about the mules, it sets you up better for the spring and summer, right? Or for the West Coast swing in January starts, or Hawaii and California and into the spring and summer. It sets you up better because those guys are going to be in the field. And, that doesn't mean they're going to win in the spring and summer, but it may help you round out a good DraftKings lineup, may help you nail a bomb top 20, maybe help you in a head-to-head matchup, put a little parlay together, some first-round leader bomb or something hits, because it's one of these mules that you're like, you know what? I remember that dude in the fall did XYZ, and now it's a name I recognize. So I think it's kind of, you're doing the summer reading. It's not in the summer, but you're doing the summer reading before school starts. You're a little bit ahead of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one more reason, Pat, it's right here.
The NFL.
It's NFL parlays, baby.
Yeah.
It's the cross sport parlay. Nothing's more fun than betting, a first round leader, and maybe you parlay it with a Thursday night game prop that you like, or maybe it's a head to head matchup on Thursday, round one, that you parlay with a Thursday bet, or it's a top 20 you parlay with Sunday night, or an NFL game on Sunday. Those are all great reasons to be excited about fall golf. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and golf is the most capricious sport out there. And so
what team does he play for?
Yeah, it's capricious. So
capricious Anderson.
Yeah. So I mean,
capricious, by the way.
You just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen between an event to an event. So
oh dear, you're butchering.
I'm glad to be able to try and predict it though, and see what we can do.
Yeah, it's always good. Before we move on to we're going to get into the outright board right now. I'm excited about some changes from our friends at Leaderboard, the golf app that you need on site. This show is presented to you by our friends at Leaderboard. And guess what? Leaderboard Pro is now available, and it is fantastic. I'm going to talk to you about some of the features here in just a second, but I've already switched on to the Pro side. You got the Watch app, which is awesome. Additional insights. Your stats get more detailed, which some of that I don't know that I like about. I don't know that I like about the new update because I have to see more detailed reasons why I suck. But they're good. It's good to do. And listen, a lot of these new features that we've launched have come out of the Tour Junkies family. The Tour Junkies family has grabbed onto the Leaderboard app this year. We've got the Leaderboard bot in our Discord community. It's fantastic. And if you're going to upgrade to Pro, right now is the time to do it. The launch is giving discounts. So there's a discounted price right now in the Pro launch. If you want to consider it, we would encourage you to do so. There's more in the works, including group games, wagering features, and other details are coming out later on this winter in the Leaderboard Pro section. But it's been awesome. And our listeners have helped build this community since February. This is what Leaderboard has added since February. And a lot of this based on our own users, our own folks giving feedback using the platform. This is what's been built since February. Course profile leaderboards and feeds, golf group chats with Leaderboard, and group handicap updates, which we love seeing those in the Discord. The Discord integration, new game configurations, they launched on Android, and a ton of new features on Leaderboard Pro. Pro includes some of the following: auto press tracking for Nassau and match play, the new Apple Watch app with GPS scoring and stat tracking right there on your app, on your watch, post-round recaps to see how you performed against your averages, enhanced user profiles, and new views on stats to see how your game is trending over time. And this is what I don't like, but it's good for me: penalty tracking. Pat, as you can imagine, I see my fair amount of penalties. So if you're in the Tour Junkies group on Discord, we'd love to see it. Give the Pro a try. It's a beautiful app. It's well designed, and they're using information from golfers like us to help build it and make it better. So absolutely love it. Brando, what do you think about it? You're pretty excited about it too, right?
It's an amazing app. It's one of those that when you see it, you're just always going to use it. You're always going to use it when you play out there. It's a part of my everyday playing in golf. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even think we need to cajole anybody.
Are you doing this on purpose? Are you doing this on purpose?
Doing what? You mean cajole?
Yes. Are you mispronouncing that? You've said 4 words. You've pronounced one of them correctly.
What? No, I mean I'm Brandel. I'm unkempt Brandel.
Okay.
There may be some things that I'm saying wrong. I don't know.
Oh Lord. Jeez. Okay. Let's move on to the top of the betting board. It is the Worldwide Technology Championship. I just hate that name. It's the biggest. I don't know. It's just too much to say. It's at Al Cardonal at Diamante, Los Cabos, Mexico. Tiger's first design, apparently. Not sure if. I don't know. I think he designed this thing in like 2014. I don't know how much he actually did. I think he was. I don't know what he was doing. So. Good to see a Tiger course though on the rotation. Obviously, I think it was El Camaleon got ate up by Greg Norman and the Live guys. I think I actually broke that news to the Discord last year when I was at the Live final, and I was told that by some folks. So bravo to me, Brandel. You're in the news here. You're in the golf news, and I'm the one breaking news. But it is a par 72. 7,400 yards, and there are 60-yard wide fairways, which I am sure I could find a way to miss. But you also have like 8,400 average square foot green complexes, past Palom grass all the way through, which we typically see on these coastal courses. There's no rough, because if you miss the fairway, you're in kind of native areas, sandy areas, waste areas, whatever. And you just should quit golf if you're on tour and you miss 60-yard wide fairways. Mm-hmm. The greens and regulation numbers are going to be through the roof. I'm guessing that some of our friends at some of these, some of these sites like Underdog are going to get get the greens and regulation numbers, get the fairway numbers correct off the bat. But I'll be looking to jump on some of those on Thursday if they're wrong. I'm thinking the greens and reg numbers are going to be through the roof. Fairway hit numbers are going to be through the roof. Everybody's going to be playing out of the fairway, and then it's going to be how close can you hit it? Can you lag putt on these large greens? And it's going to be an absolute scoring bonanza, Pat. What do you think the winning score is going to be here? Especially if we don't have any wind. I think wind would be the only defense on this golf course built for, resort guests, right?
Yeah, I think when you look at any course like this, it's going to be very similar to like a Kapalua and things like that. You're going to see like 27, 28 under probably win this thing. That's what I'm looking for with all the par fives. It is going to be a scoring fest, and that's good. You know what? I think that is going to lend itself to a potential for a long shot winner. So
yeah, you got 20. Pat, you got to just go like get a hold of yourself on with these words. You got, by the way, Spaz is asking if I have the sleeve on. Of course. Winning score is going to be like 1 million under, literally 1 million under, but should be interesting, I guess, to watch these guys just pick this apart. You got a par 5 on number 1, par 5 on 18. That's kind of interesting, but it's a birdie fest. It's going to be who hits it close, who putts, and just send driver, absolute driver send season here. So let's talk about the top of the board. Pat, are you ready to pronounce things correctly now?
Yeah, I think I can do that. Yeah.
How do you pronounce the guy at the top of the board?
Oh, well, you pronounce him differently than he's supposed to be pronounced, Ludwig Obear. Okay? Obear.
Okay. Is that how he would say it?
I don't know, but you say Aberg.
I'm going to keep saying Aberg. Yeah, Aberg.
Or whatever. I don't care, but it's Obear.
Okay. You're taking Obear. You taking Obear at 9-1?
No, I'm not.
I am.
You are. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, what are we even doing here? Like, I just think it's, if we're talking about favorites and we would classify that at like 25-1 or shorter, it's one guy for me, and it's Ludwig at 9-1. And I'm probably need to hit that now before it's 7-1. I don't see how this kid doesn't obliterate this place.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think he's certainly going to play well. But again, what I said earlier, there's so many with a course like this. It's a little bit easier, a lot of scoring, a lot of different things can happen down the stretch.
Yeah,
I don't know. I actually like Cam Young right behind him.
No way.
At 12-1.
No way.
Yeah.
Why is Cam Young even here? Do we know? Why is he here?
To win? That's why he's here.
I guess his FedEx Cup positioning. That's what he's 42nd. Like, what is he even worried about? He's already he's guaranteed to be in all the signature events. Why is he here? He's not played since the playoffs.
He's here to win. He's here to win this golf tournament because he can win it.
Well, also, another guy in here. Why is Lucas Glover here?
Now that I did wonder the same thing. I kind of wondered why Lucas was there. Maybe Lucas just wants they're in a nice area, right? Cabo San Lucas.
He wants to catch the swamp ass in Cabo San Lucas.
I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to have a nice, weekend with his wife.
I mean, Cam Young and Lucas, both dads, it's like Halloween. Like, go be home with your kids and do Halloween. Go trick or treat. Maybe they're trying to avoid that. Maybe they don't have their families with them.
I mean, that's a good enough reason.
But it's not a good enough reason to bet them. I don't understand why they're here. I really don't. Cam Young, I think, obviously fits the course profile, right? Just hits it a mile.
Very much. Yes.
But the irons have been horrible still, even into the playoffs. They were bad. Now he could have, maybe he got things dialed in and he's itching and he's ready to go fire one off. And I did tweet yesterday or one of these days. I was like, man, it would totally be golf for after everyone like jumping ship from Cameron Young to now Ludwig being the guy and everybody's googly eyes are for Ludwig, for Cameron Young to just finally get the first one done here. But it's all Ludwig for me here.
I mean, I'm just telling you, Brandel's telling you that Cam Young is time to play him.
So you'd rather have he's 11-1. Two, like, Two worse, two shorter, 9-1 Ludwig.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't bet Ludwig. I just think that I prefer Cam Young a little bit.
Well, I guess he's 12-1 on DK. Still, like if I were gonna play somebody that close to Ludwig, I don't know. Like I'd rather have Sahith than Young, but I don't want Sahith either. Sahith's short game and like all that stuff bails him out so many times. The irons are not amazing. He's gonna have. I mean, the putting's gonna help him here, sure, in a putting contest, but like the scrambling stuff that he normally has magic with, I just don't see being as much of an advantage here. I think he can throw around the green out the window. To me, it's like this was so clearly Ludwig, and then it's guys in the 30-1 range for me.
How much do you look at, or do you think you're going to look at these Paspalum greens?
I mean, I'll probably take a look at it. I haven't pulled it up yet. I'll probably look at the rolling report on Fantasy National in terms of Paspalum success, but I don't. It's like hard to compare to the field if guys have only played a few rounds or a handful of rounds on Paspalum. I mean, it's not difficult grass. It doesn't have necessarily. It's not like the kind of grain that you have to read what it's not like the grain's going to make it do opposite of what it looks like. It's usually slow. It just does what it's supposed to do. So I don't know that I'll weigh it a ton, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more about like how close can you hit it on these massive greens. So I think lag putting and 3-putt avoidance is something to look at if, to kind of keep you from making bogeys, because you're making bogeys here, you're done. But I mean, obviously I don't want my guys I don't want a guy who I'm picking to win to like have to depend on lag putting either. Like I want him to just hit it close. So they had this hurricane here. They had a hurricane come through like a week ago or something. So I would imagine the course is probably a little soft, and Paspalum is kind of slow anyway. I just think this is going to be absolutely pound driver and then go flag hunting.
Which is one reason I just feel like Cam Young can have a good week. We just know what he can do with the driver. A lot of time being spent here on two guys up top when I think there's a lot of other guys that could also win, but
there's just nobody in here for me at 25-1 or shorter other than Ludwig.
Not really for me other than Cam. And then I think Ludwig is still like, 1B for me, but you look at guys up here like Jaeger again.
No,
I can't do Steven Jaeger. Can't do him.
Everybody's trying to make Jaeger happen.
Everybody wants him to win.
Everybody wants him to happen. He's like, I probably prefer him on a more difficult situation. I don't know. I'm not buying Jaeger. Watch him do it. Okay, let's get into the mid range. I love Bo Hostler. Give me Bo. I'm riding Bo again.
Keep doing it.
I've enjoyed it. It's been a good ride. He looked good at the Zozo, right? And that was the one week I didn't bet him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Bo hits it far, putts the hell out of it. Irons are improving. Irons have been looking good. This is an absolute must bet Bo Hostler situation. He's at 30-1. That's the best number you can get him anywhere. How could you can't sit here and tell me that it doesn't look good.
No, I don't disagree with the Hostler bet. I think here's the deal. When you get on guys like that, like you've been all fall, you got to stay with it. You can't, I mean, and I think this happens to us. And, I think there's been a few guys that last year in the spring that we ended up missing because we didn't bet them when they finally won. Now, I mean,
Wyndham when he finally did it.
Wyndham. Now we got Ricky when he won. We kept throwing Ricky on the card. But I feel like there was another one that we missed too. So I think you got to do that. You're invested already. Now, once this fall little deal is over with, DB, I think you got to back off a Hostler. You got to stop dating them.
Well, no, I mean, it depends on where the number and all that.
I guess, but I don't know. I think Hostler's.
If Hostler continues to have a hot fall, okay, and then all of a sudden he shows up at the Amex for his first event back. Like, and he's and the field's a little stronger. Is that a signature event next year? Like let's say 60-1 next year in the Amex. Like I'm still very interested in that.
Yeah.
You realize since Hostler has had me on his side, he has gotten better and better as the fall has gone on. I mean, he finished 30th my first run with him at the Fortinet, 28th at the Sanderson, 7th at the Shriners, runner-up at Zozo.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, Hostler should thank me. If I see him at the RSM, I would expect him to tell me thank you. I would expect him to come up to me and tell me.
I'm sure we could probably make that happen.
Yeah. Well, I love him. 30-1 full send for me.
Okay. I like Akshay 35-1. Now Akshay did play at the Mexico Open and finished 4th. He's another guy that I think can be very aggressive in general when you watch him play, and that's obviously what you're going to need to do here on this golf course. So I think Akshay at 35-1. I feel like I don't have any data for this. I'm looking for a word here. I don't have any recusterous data, but I'm just saying that.
Damn, I don't know what that one is. I don't know what that one is.
I may have made that one up. Sometimes you got to figure out whether or not I made a word up or not.
If you made that up, kiss your brain. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That sounds like a real word.
Yeah, I don't have recusterous data on this, but I feel like Akshay could play. I mean, he's played most of these golf tournaments are new to him in general. So I feel like he could just show up on a course like this and win. So Akshay 35-1 is one in this little mid-range area that I like.
I didn't look at this ahead of time. Didn't Thomas Dietrich didn't he do something in like these little coastal resort events?
So I was looking at Dietrich too.
Where is he?
And he's right there at 30-1. Now, is he longer on FanDuel? He's 33-1.
And yeah, he's finished top 20. He finished 15th. Different. Obviously at El Camaleon, 15th last year, 22nd the year before that. And El Camaleon is not the same golf course. It's totally different than this place. But I still feel like he's done.
Corrales has
Did he
pass Palom, doesn't it? He was 8th there.
Yes, I feel like he's had some good finish. Runner-up at Bermuda last year. He loves these little coastal tracks. I think Detri's a play.
Yeah, I don't mind him there at 33-1. Here's another guy, though, DB, that I think we got to keep playing that has been on the radar all fall, kind of like Hostler. Is Cam Champ.
Oh, yeah. I'm in.
Cam Champ, 45-1.
Yep.
I'm totally in on that.
I think it's 50 on FanDuel right now. Cam Champ 50. Is he? What is his deal? Is he playing? Is he playing for FedEx Cup points? Is that what's happening? He's kind of down there, isn't he? Yeah, he's 127th. I talked to a caddy yesterday, actually, just about guys eyeballing that FedEx Cup number right now. I mean, this is bubble season, right? We've kind of talked about it in the fall so far, but these next 3 events, there's some guys who are seriously on the bubble of their card, number 1.
Yeah.
Of full status. Now Champ has some past champion status and stuff like that, but he's outside the bubble. We'll talk about another guy here in a minute that I like. That's a little longer, that's on the bubble. So that is something to monitor. And I'm sure as we continue discussing options in our Discord, on the DraftKings DFS show, in other content we're putting out this week, we'll probably be eyeballing that. But Champ is one outside right now that needs to have another good week. And we know he can close the door on a PJ win. Like, that's the thing I love about him at 50-1. There's not many guys at 50-1 in this field who suit this course as good as he does, but also have the ability to close the door. Now, do you worry about his putter at, a tournament where 25 under, 28 under may win? Yes, you do. Yes, yes, you do.
Always.
Are we interested in going back to a couple names here? Actually, I love this range. Luke List, Davis Thompson. Luke's at 45.
Both of them. I just was about to mention Davis Thompson, but I think Luke List is another one you got to.
I mean, you can kind of see the theme here, right? It's get guys who maul it off the tee, and who will just have mid irons in, short irons in. The occasional long iron into a par 5 or one of these longer par 4s. and just pray that they hit a peak putting week on relatively easy greens to putt that naturally don't have a ton of undulation, don't have a lot of speed because they're coastal and they're guarding against the wind. And right now it looks like the wind may not be doing a whole lot. So obviously checking the weather is going to be important, but that's the theme here. And so I think List, Thompson, Champ, Dietrich all kind of fit that mold. And I would throw in Callum Tarrant. I'm gonna keep riding Callum Tarrant at 75 to 1 on FanDuel. He's a guy that I've been on, I've been a fan of for a long time. Now, he's had a good fall. Best finish was the Fortinet, 7th. Kind of fizzled at the Zozo. I think he started out hot and then fizzled, but he's played well so far in these 4 events in the fall. We know he hits it a ton. And the approach play has been pretty solid. So I'll finish out this range with Callum Tarrant.
Okay. I don't mind Tarrant either, but I want to talk about a guy that I think people are going to mention. Now, he's kind of a stay away. I hate to be caustic. He's kind of a stay away from me, but
Pat, I'm completely okay with you not paying any attention to anything I'm saying so that you can go through your word list and figure out how you're going to work it in. For this show, I'm completely okay with that. Normally,
yeah,
I hate it when you don't pay any attention to me.
Yeah. No, but I got the word list. I got to get them.
Totally understand.
I'm trying to get them in. But I mean, I hate to be caustic about this guy, but Chris Goddard is somebody that's in this field.
Yeah.
He's 50 to 1, which I just don't.
That's
I don't understand that at all. He is a complete stay away, but I think he's going to have people are going to talk about Goddard. He hits it a freaking mile. He can, he's certainly got a chance to be, a good player on tour. I don't know if he's sort of a one-trick pony type deal. Like you're only going to play Goddard on certain courses. Probably you're probably not playing him in Hilton Head, something like that. But I do think Goddard for me is an interesting guy for the next season going forward. But he's just not somebody that in this field I'm betting it all at 50 to 1. I think that's a ridiculous number. He's just a stay away for me.
And we like Goddard. We had him on the show last year. Great kid. Does seem to hit. I mean, he checks some boxes you're going to need to do on the PGA Tour and do well. But yeah, it's just like 50. Now, he could be a DFS play. We'll see what he comes out in terms of prices. But everybody's going to love getting back on that Chris Goddard train as he was the DFS darling there last year. And he had some good finishes on the PGA Tour. But it is insane when you think about that he is the same price as Cam Champ, who's won, 3 times on the PGA Tour?
Yeah.
That's nuts. Luke List, who just won on the PGA Tour and has won twice and hits it as far, maybe further at 45 to 1. Like, why would you do that? That's just, that doesn't make any sense to me. All right, before we get to the next range, the SoBet contest that we've been running now for quite a while, for a couple months now. Waiting on SoBet to draw the winner there. So we will hopefully have that by the DFS show. If not, we will announce it. We'll announce it after that. But just stay tuned for that. And if you're missing our SoBet Saturday chats on every Saturday morning during football season, you are missing out. We've had tremendous chats lately. I hosted the one this week, but every weekend on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to noon Eastern, we are in our Discord, and our friends at SoBet are sending over one of their best NFL and college football handicappers in our Discord to hop on the voice with me or Pat, and we're going through their favorite college football games, their favorite NFL games, and talking through the slate. This past week, we had TP3 Bets, who just 2 weeks ago had an 8-0 college football Saturday. Let me tell you, this kid is crushing college football. He went 6-3 on our show Saturday. With some bombs, bunch of dogs, and he went 6-3. Should have gone 7-2. Freaking Auburn, Mississippi State jacked up the. He had the over on that one at 41. They ended at 40. Late play issue. It's awful. But anyway, the SoBet Saturday chats are amazing. It's a great reason to be in the Discord and a great reason to check out SoBet. All the best handicappers, now 60 plus handicappers in SoBet. We've got exclusive bets that we throw up in there as well. Link is in the description of the podcast. By the way, I meant to say that on the Leaderboard app too. Link is in the description here if you want to download the Leaderboard app, give the free version a shot, and you can check out the pro version. But our friends at SoBet bringing in the experts every Saturday in the Discord, and it's been fantastic. All right. Let's start talking about some bombs. I don't have many, but there are 2, and they're both at 80 to 1 on FanDuel that I like, Pat.
Okay.
Eric Van Rooyen, who's playing.
Oh, yes. Yeah, give me some EVR.
Oh, you got really excited about that one.
Yeah.
Do you have a word for very excited on your list over there? Do you want to make one up? I'll let you make one up. EVR is the bubble boy right now. He is 125. I know for a fact he is feeling good as he's been playing well this fall, and he's eager to not just lock up his full status on tour next year, but he's eager to like win and close the door on one of these. He's had some really strong finishes: 30th at the Fortinet, 16th at the Sanderson, 23rd at the Shriners. And I don't know. He's not played this. He hasn't played he didn't play Mayakoba very much, but I still feel like he's another one that's had some decent finishes in some of these. Well, now didn't he win the Barbasol, which was the Stableford? Like that's a scoring event, right?
Yeah.
Finished third at a WGC in Mexico back in 2020. I forgot about that. I'm trying to see if he's got any other like these coastal. No, not really. But he's playing great right now. EVR 80-1, I love.
Yeah, big fan.
You're there with that, huh?
Yeah, I'm totally with you on EVR. I have him written down as one that I will certainly bet. I like the number at 80-1. What do you think about Lanto?
I eyeballed Lanto a little bit.
Yeah,
I ended up not getting there, but I kind of get it. Hasn't he been doing a lot of damage with the he's been killing it around the greens, right? Like he's scrambled a lot. His ball striking still doesn't look like it's back to like Lanto.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that I don't love.
You're a little parsimonious about spending some money there.
Can you say it again? Can you repeat it one time?
Parsimonious.
Okay, I got to be honest. I've never heard that one either.
Yeah,
but yeah. Yeah, not a lot. I don't feel a lot of Lanto right now. And I normally, I'm a longtime Lanto lover.
Yeah, I had him. Yeah, I think I talked about him a little bit at the Shriners.
Yep.
He did not. I didn't put him on the betting card. Ended up finishing 13th, but he was up there. But he does interest me a little bit. I think you look at guys in this range. He's one that I think could be interesting. Harry Hall.
No, now you're going too far, but
I'm
yes,
going a little too far there.
I have Harry Hall written down. I'm in,
but he's one that I mean, this is an interesting range. It's kind of hard to find too many guys that I absolutely love in here.
I thought you were about to drop another word. That felt like you had another word.
It was on the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't think of it. I had a trilemma of words.
A trilemma? Now you made that up. Either that or it's like that's a prescription drug for your wiener.
Yeah, there was like 3 words in there. I was trying to figure out which one to use, and I couldn't do it.
Our boy DT is in the chat asking about, are we hitting these today? Or are we waiting patiently this week? I think we hit them. I'm looking at the forecast right now. We're kind of skipping around here, but I'm looking at the forecast right now. There is literally not a breath of wind projected until like next week at this golf course. So there doesn't look to be any sort of wave advantage. This just looks like it's set up for an absolute mauling by these guys. So I'm thinking 25 to 30 under, and I'm thinking, yeah, we go ahead and hammer these now. So, all right, we talked about EVR. Aaron's in the chat talking about Callum Tarrant. I already talked about him. I have him at 75-1 on FanDuel, but if you can get him at a better number, hammer it. I got one more guy, and Pat, I gotta pat myself on the shoulder for this one, because in our Wednesday night chat for the Shriners, there was a name that I threw out. Friend of the podcast, came on the show a long time ago when he had his full card. Great guy, nice guy, and we kind of gave him a hard time, and he took it great in the interview. But he had to have some medical procedures done, kind of set him back. Came back, and he's been trending. And ahead of the Shriners, I said, take a look at this dude. He was really cheap. He was really long odds. Our boy V-Dub, Vince Whaley.
Oh, yeah.
Has been playing nicely. And Vince, has always hit it a long way. It's always been about the irons for him. When he came on tour his rookie season, he hit it far. He putted it great. The irons were all over the place. In his 3 events since the fall, Fortinet 25th, Sanderson 28th, Shriners 13th, gain strokes on approach on every in all 3 of those events. Actually gained right at 5 strokes total between those 3 events. Continues to putt well, continues to gain strokes off the tee. Vincent Whaley at 80-1. It's a long shot. I probably like him a little bit more as maybe a top 20 for sure. Maybe if you really want to bank on some upside, you do a top 10, top 5. But at 80, I'm actually a little intrigued at Vincent Whaley.
Yeah, I like Vincent. That's the thing too that you get in the chat is as the week goes on, and you get into the chat, and you and I have a little bit more chance to kind of, take a little bit of a fastidious look at things. and so then the picture's a little clearer when we get to the Wednesday chats. But
can I just say, Pat, I don't say this to you often. I'm proud. I'm proud of the effort you put into this today.
Thank you.
People, this is a man who has a full-time job on a Monday, and he's got himself looking like this, and he's gone through God knows how long he took to find these words, and he's very OCD in particular, and so he probably spent 3 times as much time as he needed to.
The whole show has been a farrago of emotions.
So listen, if you're watching this and you have not clicked the like button and you have not commented about how awesome Pat's done, and you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, or you have not left a 5-star review on Apple Podcast or reviewed on Spotify, or subscribed to Apple Podcast or Spotify, if you've not done that, gosh dang it. If I can't find a better reason to do it than the effort that this man has put into this show, I don't know. I couldn't find a better reason to do that. So thank you, Pat. And I'm proud of you for this. This is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I think, you just gotta put in a good effort especially when you're trying to be Brandel,
Yeah.
But look, thank you for that. And yeah, go click the like button, do all the things that DB just told you to do. I don't know why you wouldn't have done that anyway. So.
That's true. That is true. All right. Any more bombs? You mentioned Harry Hall. I had him at 150-1 on FanDuel. Love Harry Hall here. Carl Yuan. Carl almost won an event. He was terrible on Sunday, whatever week that was. I can't remember which event it was. Was it the Sanderson? Wasn't he in the final group?
Yeah, I think it was the Sanderson.
Yeah, Sanderson finished 6th. But Carl hits it far. Doesn't do much else good, but when he puts it together, he's had some top finishes. So he's 170-1 on FanDuel. And then doesn't this feel like this could be a kind of a sleazy, obviously we've talked about a handful of guys that could win, but if I was like Pat, a veteran out of nowhere is gonna give me a long word, rejuvenate, rejuvenate his career. And we're going to be forced to watch him for another couple years because he's going to lock up everything. He's going to be in all the majors again. He's going to be the first round leader at the Masters. There's a hint.
Charlie Hoffman.
Where the hell is Charlie Hoffman?
Yeah.
He's 200-1 on FanDuel. He's gained some distance. We know his irons can get hot every now and then. He can score. He's a multiple PGA Tour winner. I don't know, 200-1 in this field. I was just kind of like, Charlie kind of looks interesting. That's it. That's all I got.
I don't think I got anything else.
More bombs?
My main bomb was Harry Hall.
Yeah.
So
we are about to get to our another Halloween segment here, where we're going to talk about if you trick or treated at a PGA Tour player's house and they open the door, what are they going to give you? What would they give you? So we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But we're going to do our top 20. We don't have any numbers yet because we're recording this Monday at noon Eastern. And so far, I don't see any top 20 numbers, but some names to kind of look for, some bombs to kind of look for. Pat, I would say in terms of locks for me, if I were going to give you 2 top 20 locks that I think we could probably get at a plus number on FanDuel, because FanDuel is normally best for these longer numbers, I'm going to keep riding my Bo Hostler. I think we probably get him at plus 105. Maybe if we're lucky, plus 110, 120. And then I'm going to go with Davis Thompson. I would imagine DT for sure would be a plus money number at a top 20. And then my one bomb, and this is going to be a big one, Pat.
Okay.
And I've been rolling with him, and he's been killing it. He's had a great year, and he's a little shorter. He's the shortest guy off the tee that I have said the whole show. But the irons are dialed, and the dude can roll the rock. Kelly Craft. I'm sure he's going to be like 6-1 at the shortest.
Yeah, he's got to be at least.
T25 Fortinet, T16 Sanderson, T23 Shriners. Give me some Kelly Craft.
I don't mind that. I think for me, some guys that I would lean in on top 20s, Akshay for sure. I'm sure we'll get plus money on him. I do like the Hostler play. I like the Davis Thompson play. I think another couple guys that I could look at betting top 20. Luke List for sure. We'll definitely get some plus money on him. Looking a little bit longer shot, I think I'll just go with EVR. I think that's probably going to be, now it's not long shot.
You think it'll be 4-1?
We get like 3-1, something like that.
Yeah.
On EVR.
I love it. I mean, these guys on the bubble, especially of the 125, like, or even if they're on the bubble of the top, 50 or 60 they have to get in. I think it's the top 60, and you're guaranteed those like 4 or 5 signature events. So like if they're on the bubble and they have one good finish, they're not going to be in the next. They're not going to play the rest of the fall. So a lot of these guys are trying to make like, can I get all my points this week so I can be done and just move on? That's what's happening for a lot of these players. So
yeah.
There's a lot of guys motivated here to get stuff done and make it happen that are not just here on vacation at Tiger's place. I wonder if Tiger will be there this week.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know how good the Ethernet is, the LAN connection at Los Cabos, so he can squad ride on Call of Duty with his boys. But all right, let's get to the trick or treat segment. Before we do, I want to remind everybody we do have the listener leagues in the description. You can click on the Splash contest link in the description of the podcast. That takes you to our commissioner channel on Splash, where we're launching an NFL tiers weekly contest and a PGA tiers weekly contest on Splash. Super easy to sign up, legal in just about every state where there's DFS. And me and Pat got off to a hot start in NFL, and it's not been good lately. I think I'm going to finish on the bubble this week, and it makes me mad. We're just doing 2 max entries, $5 an entry. It's very low entry point. And we're paying out to the top 10% on in the contest. So get in there and join the listener leagues, NFL and PGA, for the whole off season and all of NFL season. All right, Pat. We'll just like, we can just popcorn these. We can go back and forth. Okay. I got some that I think are just kind of bleh, and some that I kind of thought are a little funnier than others. I'll let you start. Why don't you start?
Okay, I'll start.
Knock on the door. Said personality or player, golf player, opens the door. This is what you get for Halloween.
Okay. Well, I actually did a golf personality for the first one. Okay. And it's me.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. It's me. And Brandel Chambly is giving out books on tape. Okay. You get a book on tape. Here's a book for you. Here's a book for you. It's like a Webster's dictionary, just a bunch of good words and stuff.
Oh, okay. It expands your vocabulary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if Brandel had his own book on tape, huh? Do we know?
He might.
He should. Surely he's written a book. If he's not, I guarantee he's writing one right now.
Yeah. He's written one.
Okay. Okay. You know what you get when you knock on the door of Eric Cole's house?
What do you get at Eric Cole's house?
Nothing. He ain't there. He's playing.
Yeah. That door is. Does he leave the candy out though? You think? But then it's all gone because you can't do like when you leave the candy out and you say like take one. That's not going to happen. It's going to be gone.
Okay, I actually have something along those lines.
Okay, all right.
Matt Kuchar. When you knock on the door of Cooch's house and you're trying to get that Cooch candy, don't be nasty. You walk up there, lights are on. There's a basket. There's a sign, and it says, please take 2 pieces. and you walk your little pimpled face, prepubescent ass up there, ready to take a handful and fill it up. But Cooch is the kind of guy that he's watching. He's in the house. You think
he's watching the ring camera?
He's watching, and as soon as he sees you do it, he throws open the door, he puts his hand in your face, and he snatches the bag, and he just cusses you out, tells you to get off his lawn. That's what Cooch does.
Okay. I believe it, actually. Now all the kids are scared to go to Cooch's house. This one I think this one's kind of boring, but I think this is obvious. Mickelson's going to give you out some coffee for wellness.
Yeah, of course.
Right? He's got to just give you some coffee for wellness. And I feel like Mickelson would be there, like he would be standing at the door giving out the coffee for wellness, but then he'd be doing talks and things about like why you need it and why it's good for your body and things like that. And he'd just be talking to every kid. He would
like one of those
everything.
Like when they try to sell you a what do they call it? What do they call it? Like when you a timeshare, like a timeshare presentation. But he's also giving out cocaine to dads if they want it.
Yeah.
Also, our Michael in the chat just got one of mine. I mean, Victor Hovland is obviously giving out weed gummies to anybody that looks maybe over the age of 16. He's just going to give you weed gummies. He's going to be the hottest house on the block. All the kids are going to love him. And if you're a little kid, he's just going to tell you he doesn't have any candy. And he's not going to give a little kid weed gummies, but he would obviously give all the other kids weed gummies. I got a bunch more. What do you have?
Well, I think Shane Lowry is giving out Guinness, and I mean, he doesn't even care if you're 21 or not.
He's just got the keg on the porch.
He's just got the keg on the porch. It's like trick or treat. All right.
Yeah. That's the kind of house I'd love to go to. Yeah. Dude, I mean, there's nothing better than Halloween. Like I live on like land, so I don't live in a neighborhood. And I just love Halloween.
You live on land? I live on land. I live on land too.
Well, I mean, yeah, a lot of land. And I just love going to, I love not having to deal with Halloween myself. Like, I mean, God, our Halloweens could not be any different between what you do
mine
at
is
house for Halloween and what we do at my house. It could not be any different. And I love just not having to deal with it. And then just getting in the car, driving to my buddy's house who has like a house there's like 4 feet of space between every house. And we just hit them all. And I just love that there's multiple houses in the neighborhood where the adults are dishing out boiled peanuts, they're a cooler of beer, shots, other treats for adults. Like I love going to a house where the adults take care of the other adults. Like, honestly, if my kids were out of the house and I was just like older on Halloween, like I would have good candy for the kids, but I would make it I would sit in the driveway of the neighborhood, and I would make sure that every adult in that neighborhood has a great time by giving out adult things.
Now, I'll say this about my neighborhood. It's very similar. It's just all congested into one area because people have tailgates. And so there's definitely a lot of things going on, but it's just, it's a freaking madhouse and it's all in one area. It's fun for both.
When you walk up to Terrell Hatton's house, what do you get?
He's giving out something angry.
Nah, man. Lights are off. He hates Halloween. He's inside, but he hates Halloween.
Yeah.
And he's cussing every time the doorbell rings. He's cussing. The fucking bloody lights are off. The lights are off. You wanker. The lights are off.
That means no trick or treating.
You got more?
Yeah, I do. Scotty Scheffler. Good and plenties. It's a boring candy. Scheffler's kind of a boring guy. He's just throwing out good and plenties. Nobody cares about him,
and I also feel like he would invite you to church. I feel like he would also invite you to church, and it'd be nice. It'd be a genuine invitation at the same time, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I'll come. I'll come." Patrick Cantlay, what's he give out? Paydays.
I was trying to come up with something for Cantlay, and I couldn't think of anything.
Okay, I was trying to come up with something for Rory.
I got something for Rory. Okay, that's next.
What do you have?
I don't know why this came to me. Runts.
That's way better than what I came up with. That's so much better. I wish I would have thought of that. Yeah.
He's giving out runts.
I was just trying to think of like what is the most beta candy you could give out, and I couldn't think of any. I couldn't think of it. All I could think of was one of my least favorite candies that circulates this time of year is not candy corn, because candy corn is the best candy. It's like top 5 candy in my opinion. I eat candy corn year round. I hate a Tootsie Roll. Like,
I agree.
I feel like a Tootsie Roll is a cop-out piece. That's a dollar store, just do the minimum beta candy. But Runts is way better.
That was my last one.
Okay, I got a few more. Okay, a lot of people are not going to get this. If you're in the Discord and you've heard some of the behind the scenes, or we were there for that chat, you'll get this one, but most people won't. What do you get when you knock on Adam Svensson's house?
I don't know. Rocks?
Nothing. He has no idea it's Halloween.
Well, that's what I said rocks because I was thinking dumb as rocks.
Yeah. He has no idea it's Halloween. Yeah. I had to do something on Patrick Rogers. Patrick Rogers, you get gluten-free kale cookies, individually wrapped, that he and his wife bake themselves. That just sounds right up.
Yeah.
It sounds like something you immediately look at and go, okay, cool. And you throw that away, and even the dogs don't eat it. The neighborhood is just littered with gluten-free kale cookies. Joel Damon.
White Claws.
Yeah. I mean, we know Joel is the coolest guy to go by that. Other than Victor Hovland, you want to go to Joel's house. He's giving out full-size candy bars, which immediately goats you to all the kids, and vodka-soaked gummy bear cups to the parents. Yeah, it says your kid rolls up, he gives them the king size or the full size Snickers, and then he looks at you, stand on the side, was like, "Hey, Dad, come here," and he hands you the vodka soaked gummy bears. That's just unbelievable. Oh crap! I had one written down and I didn't have anybody's name on. Okay, when you go to Sahit Thagala's house, I just feel like his dad answers the door. And he just invites you in and you have a full dinner.
You just have dinner.
He's crying. He's emotional. He's happy to see you, even though he's never met you before. And he's the nicest person you've ever met in your life. And he feeds you a full dinner. And it's the most hospitable thing you've ever been to. That's the hit.
I like that. You should now say the one that you didn't write a name for, and we could try to figure it out.
Okay, here we go. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I got it. Lucas Glover.
I don't know. Lucas.
By the way, if you're in the chat, keep throwing out your takes on these. I've read some good ones. We're gonna run through the ones in the chat before we wrap this up. You guys have come up with some good ones. Throw them out. Lucas Glover, you get Gold Bond and Werther's Originals because he's old and he's sweaty.
That's okay.
And by the way, for the record, I love Werther's. I think Werther's are delicious. Do you like Werther's?
I think, yeah. I mean, they are a great candy.
Fantastic candy.
If you had said that, though, I probably would have gotten to Lucas Glover. I think.
I should have done that. The last one I have is a golf person. It's Michael Block.
Oh man,
I mean Block's.
By the way, I was very close to being Michael Block.
Were you?
Today.
You couldn't get the raw hat in time?
They couldn't get the raw hat in time.
Blocky hands out. Obviously, he answers the door himself, and he's fully decked out. He's got pants on, golf shoes, white belt, some sort of shirt. He's got the raw hat on, and he still does business cards. He still does business cards, but his business cards have all of it. It's got his PGA professional stuff on there, instructor with his rate already on there. So you just don't call him, so that you already know, like, it's like, this is what it is. If you can't afford it, don't call me. And then also I feel like Blocky's still like closeted into the NFT thing, and we did NFT. We did an NFT. But I think Blocky could be a closet NFT bro and want to bring it back. And there's a QR code on his card that you can scan it and bid on the first issue Blocky NFT. And on the back, he puts his number down in case your mom's hot. He checks all the boxes with one card and maybe a Tootsie Roll, probably a Tootsie Roll.
See, I like that with the QR code. I would think the QR code, though, in addition to an NFT or something, would have like links to all the things that he's done, like his hole in one.
Oh yeah,
or like different
well,
interviews
the
that he's
NFT is
done.
the highlight of all those things.
Okay, so yeah, all right, yeah.
All right, producer Tony, always good for some laughs here. Tony said he's got some. Come on, hit us, Nuco.
All right, fellas, I got a couple for you. So I got John Rahm, pretty easy one, hot tamales.
Okay.
Of course. Yep.
Play off his heritage there and temper on the course. Vijay Singh, I'm going to say you got a couple different ways you can go here. I'm going to say it's a Werther's original, but it's laced with deer antler spray.
Okay, I was hoping you worked that in. Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say deer antler spray soaked gummy bears that you think are vodka. And as you walk off the porch to take one in, he looks out the window to watch you like, ah.
And then Patrick Reed, he's just stealing all of your candy.
Yes. He's just running around taking candy. I like it.
What a jackass. Oh crap, we're gonna get sued. Okay. All right, let's go through and read some of these from our friends in the chat, and then we'll get out of here. Let's see. By the way, Chris says you look like Frank Nobilo. That's kind of funny. You do kind of look like Frank Nobilo. Oh dear, spaz. Glover's wife's giving out ass.
Oh.
Dave Kepka, give out chewing gum that tastes like ass. I don't know about that. I mean, what? This is funny. DT, Scheffler handing out mini Bibles. It's like just the Psalms and Proverbs one. Dave says Rory be giving out Lucky Charms. That makes sense. They're like individually wrapped bags of Lucky Charm. What if he took the time to take out just the marshmallows and you just got the marshmallows? That would be all right.
Yeah.
DT and Phoenix. Rogers, travel size deodorants. Yes. Michael, beer and shots from Damon, of course. Oh, Graham with the dad joke. The scariest house, Brandon. Ooh.
Yeah, you got like a little dad joke here and there.
Of course. Dave, Patrick Reed gives out nothing, but he gets a flaming bag of poop on his doorway. Yeah, all the kids would be doing that, wouldn't they? Luke's Glover, cheap cooling towels. Yes. Glover, how-to 3-putt tips. Not anymore, Michael.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. What if he was giving out broomsticks?
Everybody's interested in Lucas Glover.
I know.
And what he would give out.
Twitter insults from Max Homa. Yep. Spaz. Fitzpatrick giving out nerds. Yep. I see that. Fitz giving out mini pencils with erasers. Yeah, because to write down all your shots you ever hit. Right.
Yeah.
Tiger. I tried to come up with one for Tiger, and I didn't feel like I could do him justice. Driving lessons. Ouch. Maybe a free pass to attend his driving school. In DT, I'm not doing that one. All right. Great show. That was fun. Halloween show. We're going to keep it up for the DFS DraftKings show this week. That's dropping later. Thanks everybody for joining. Don't forget.
Thank you for letting me use my magniloquence of words.
We'll end on that. Bend over your bookies. See ya. Out.